What's going on YouTube? It's the Grand Vega, also known as iDoc Live here yet again. And I know it's been a minute since I made a video. I've just been on creator's block, man. I don't know. I don't have that mind to just spawn out videos like I did when I first started YouTube back in 2011, man. YouTube has changed so much, and it's like, I don't know, man. God damn it. The shit that worked back then won't work now. Shit like that. And so much more popular and so saturated with every fucking category on here. It's hard to actually stand out the way you want to anymore. But I'll figure it out eventually. I mean, I always do with certain situations and shit. But whatever. This video right here is going to pertain to a story. I just wanted to fucking get out there. I don't know why I wanted to tell this shit so bad, but I do. I really do. Because it's funny to me every time I think about how serious the situation was to me at the time, and in reality it really wasn't that serious at all. And of course, you all know this is the time where the flu is just insane this year. For some reason, it's just, on a whole new level this year. People are dying behind it and shit, and it's just fucking with everyone mentally, because nobody knows if they catch the flu, will this be that one that's gonna take us out of this world? And that's how I was, basically. Now, mind you, my dumb ass, and this is funny because I'm intelligent with most things, but I never really stopped and realized that a stomach flu, which is not even a flu, it's just called a stomach flu, is not the same as influenza. It's not the same as the cold flu. So I've always had that mixed up my whole life, even as a kid. I used to think the stomach flu and the cold flu had some type of the same strain or some stupid shit, but whatever. But anyway, I catch what is the stomach flu, or what we call the stomach flu, the stomach virus. And I'm sitting here looking at the news, and they keep saying that the flu is killing people and people are dying in the hospital with the flu and all that. I'm like, which fucking flu are they talking about? And I'm sitting here like starting to feel queasiness in my stomach and shit. And it is just starting increasing. Now, mind you, I have an insanely high pain tolerance. A lot of people don't notice about me, but I can take pain. And to the point where even my doctor's like, damn, you have a serious, amount of pain tolerance and shit. And I literally do. But what I don't like is feeling weak. And that's what this sickness was doing to me. So I have this, the fucking stomach pains and shit, which is nothing. I can deal with that shit all day, every day. I used to get stomach pains all the time when I was a kid, so I'm damn near immune to it now. So I'm like, oh shit, I'm getting sick. Fuck. So I'm dealing with this, and it gets to the point where I start throwing up everything I eat. And you guys know how that goes. When you start throwing up everything you eat and drink and shit, then you start getting worried. You start getting fucked up in the head like, oh my God, man, come on, not this one. It couldn't just be a mild one. And then I'm sitting, and in the back of my mind, I'm thinking maybe I have like the killer flu, like the ones that's killing people. When you get sick, your mind goes everywhere. It starts racing and shit. Everybody, reading this, or not reading this, but hearing this shit know that, because, everybody's been sick at one point. But your mind starts going everywhere and shit. You start going on the internet, surfing, checking symptoms and shit, and it fucks you up when you go to WebMD and they tell you, your arm's tingling and you might have brain cancer, like some stupid shit like that. So anyway, I'm sitting here and I'm dealing with that, and I'm like, fuck, I can't eat anything. I'm super hungry. My lips are chapped from not eating shit because my stomach won't allow me to keep it down and shit. And then I'm trying to drink something, and I can't even do that. Every time I would drink something, like, it was at this point, I could drink a cap full of water, less than that, drink that shit, and then I'll throw up a whole fucking bottle's worth of water. That shit sucks. And it got to the point where the colors of my vomit was changing. I'm sorry to gross you out, but this is how the shit was ending up. To the point where I threw up, I think, 6 times within 2 hours or some shit like that. And I'm sitting there extremely weak because I can't eat or drink anything under the sun. And I'm just sitting next to my bed like, this is it. I'm gonna die. This is it for me. I'm going to die today, and this is how it's going to happen. And what's funny about it is my mind just went everywhere. I started thinking about the weirdest shit, like, what the fuck am I going to put on my tombstone? Like, man, This should be the quote I put on my tombstone, like, the tear of a man can heal a world, or some weird shit. Like, I was just thinking of anything, and it was, it's funny looking back because I was so serious in the moment. So I'm sitting there weak. I couldn't stand. I couldn't move. I could barely lift my arms up. I was extremely just drained. And then I got a call from my mom because I told her when I started getting sick, like, Mom, I'm getting sick. And then she calls me back while I'm in that moment. And then she's like, I'm about to take you to the emergency and shit, because I was telling her how the shit had just increased and gotten to that point. Because I've had stomach problems before throughout my childhood, like all the fucking time. But this one, and like I said, man, it's not the pain that sucks. It's the feeling of feeling hopeless and weak. That shit, it scares the fuck out of me. I hate feeling like I can't do anything. So if like anything happened, say something caught on fire in my room, I wouldn't have been able to move out of that motherfucker fast enough. Or if some crazy shit happened, some burglar or tried to, break in my house, I couldn't fight that motherfucker at that time. I would have lost that one and probably would have died or some shit, or just been knocked out and had all my shit taken. Who knows? But that's the point. That's where I was with this shit. It was that bad. So she came, picked me up, took me to the ER. Mind you, we went in during the flu season. And on top of that being the flu season, it's the season where the flu is fucking killing people. So everyone's in the damn emergency, making sure they don't have the killer flu and whatnot. So it's super packed. And on top of that, it was on a Saturday, which is the most packed day for a fucking hospital, Fridays and Saturdays. So we're sitting there at like 11 o'clock, and I don't get sent to the back until like 2 a.m. So I'm just sitting there just in pain. It's fucked. I can't drink anything. I don't even want to think about the little faucet with water, because I know I'm going to throw that shit up in front of everyone in that damn emergency. They had the little bags, but nobody wants to be that guy that just is hurling and shit in front of everybody. And even though there was a lot of people doing that at the hospital. So yeah, I was at that point just fucking sick out of my mind and waiting to be seen. And eventually they finally take me back there, and they give me this little tablet that goes under your tongue, and it's supposed to stop nausea and vomiting, like literally just stop it. So I took that shit, and I'm like, this shit ain't gonna work, man. I'm gonna throw this shit up too. So you put it under your tongue and it dissolves. And I'm sitting there like, oh, fuck. So the lady comes back and says, drink this. Like 5 minutes later, she says, drink this. And it's basically just water with electrolytes in it. Some type of, I think, Pedialyte or whatever. But they had me drink that shit, and they wanted to see if I could hold it down for at least 15 to 20 minutes. So I'm drinking that shit. I'm like, man, I'm going to throw up. Y'all set me up for this shit. You set me up to throw up again. If I throw up again, I might die. I'm telling you right now. So she's like, just trust me. So I'm like, all right, fuck it. I drink it. 15 minutes go by, 20 minutes go by. I'm feeling great. Like I'm like that. The pill just fucking snapped me out of the nausea and the vomiting I was having, and I was shocked. I still had the stomach pains, but I didn't give a shit about that. I'm like, I can just run the course to that, but I didn't feel like I couldn't hold anything down anymore, and I wasn't feeling like something was about to come up through my fucking stomach and, throw up. And then they gave me some like gastro type medication, some liquid form shit. And I take that, and then my stomach pain stops hurting like within an hour. And I'm sitting there like, what the fuck? And I feel like I was never sick. I'm just super hungry now. And I'm sitting there like, what the fuck? So I went from feeling like I'm literally going to die on my bedroom floor next to my bed, to being healed just by an ER visit. Bottom line of this story is hug your mom, because usually they'll save your life. And that's one of many times my mom have saved my life medically. And also hug your doctors and nurses, because I didn't even know a fucking pill existed that can just instantly stop vomiting and shit and stop your stomach. Like every time I went to the hospital in the past, I would have to go through getting fluid through IV and shit. Now I got a pill that just basically stops all that bad shit from happening to you. Like, it's crazy. I didn't even know that. But yeah, that's just a story I wanted to share with you guys. I don't know, man. I don't know why. It's funny to me because I really felt like I was gonna fucking die that day. I had it all mapped out, like my tombstone. You guys gonna write this on there. This is the type of music I want playing. This is the playlist I want playing at my funeral type of shit. And I was dead serious about it, like literally. But luckily I survived, you know? I'm a survivor. It's what I do. I have many stories like this. A lot of life adventures. So if you guys want to hear more, please leave a like on this video. Leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. I have way more shit to tell. If you guys want to see it, please let me know. Or hear about it, please let me know. This is the Grand Vega, also known as iDoc Life. I'm out. Peace.